Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Dan Dawson Show, available on Facebook and YouTube. So, one of the current things I'm seeing is the squad. Pressley came out and said, if there's unrest in your life, there has to be unrest in the street. And I am so proud of this woman, man. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Because, see, it's brave of her to call for unrest and defunding the police, because you know that's what the squad does, right? They don't want any police around, except for their Capitol Hill police, who protect them at every point in turn. So, that's really, really brave. I don't want you to have police. I don't want you to have guns. I want there to be unrest on the streets, except for my streets. If there's unrest on your streets, I say go for it. Now, if you notice, this shit is, excuse my language, Facebook and YouTube, which you can find the Dan Dawson Show on Facebook and YouTube. Things are escalating. I talked about the guy in Austin who was shot, and I'm also going to tell you now about this guy Saturday night who was almost stomped to death in Portland. And there's conflicting stories I'm getting on whether he's dead or whether he's alive. But either way, that should have never happened. It's and I think she has to be brave, because no person can be stupid enough, no elected official can be stupid enough to call for violence in the streets of the United States. See, here's what people aren't getting, right? Here's what you're about to do. You're about to activate, you and your little BLM go out and protest, and we got our signs, and if there's 50 of us, we're going to attack somebody, people. Here's what you're about to do. You're about to activate the veterans who are used to violence, the combat veterans who are used to violence. Not only are you used to it, but there's a reason a lot of veterans, once we get out of the military, we stray away from violence. So not only are we used to it, we like it. You're about to activate the bikers. BLM members showed up at Sturgis. And here's something I noticed about the BLM members at Sturgis. There were more black bikers at Sturgis than there were BLM members at this protest. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And so when things went south and they kicked the guy's bike, who they turned to? Who the BLM people turned to? The cops. The cops arrested one of them and protected the rest of them. Now, what do you think would have happened if the Sturgis cops would have been defunded and wouldn't have been there to protect them? They'd gotten eaten alive. They'd gotten eaten alive. So what's going on is just completely, completely ridiculous. I mean, and for elected officials like AOC, because you saw the video, I assume you did, on YouTube, and there's plenty of them, where Democrats are just refusing to denounce the violence of BLM. See, this is what I'm saying. Trump's going to win. It's not even going to be close. It's going to be a landslide, because your average person doesn't want violence in their neighborhood. They don't want violence in their streets. They don't want somebody showing up at 2 o'clock in the morning screaming for them to leave their house because of gentrification. Here's how gentrification works. It plays on your own ignorance. So, for all you black people complaining about gentrification, look to yourselves, because you're the one promoting gang members and not turning in violent criminals and letting these people run ramshot through your neighborhood. Hell, I bought up plenty of property in Detroit. Plenty of it. So, you can come yelling at me with that bullshit if you want to, but there's a reason I have large capacity magazines, and you're not going to like the reason. But to get back to the topic, when you have elected leaders saying defund the police, take away your right to bear arms, won't denounce BLM, and they say, well, their defense, if you notice, is always, well, the KKK is a terrorist group. Yeah, they were. They were. And the reason I say they were is you'll see them right down the street, not even 2 blocks from me. They don't bother me. You know why they don't bother me? Because they know they're going to catch around. So I'm thinking that's what these BLM people need to learn. But both those groups, the KKK, the BLM, you need to go away. Because if you're basing anything on race, and not the quality of a man, you're exactly the opposite of what Martin Luther King wanted to happen. And so when you go to the squad and they're just panders, you notice they got one of each color. Did you notice that? They got AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, which is not her real name. Hispanic street girl from Brooklyn. Hispanic street girl from Brooklyn that grew up in an incredibly rich neighborhood, gated neighborhood. I think there's 7-8 bedroom house. Think about that. Pressley, Talib, who went crazy at a Trump rally. We're gonna get ready. She had to be carried out. So think about what they're really saying to you and the messages they're presenting. Now I know the people on my channel, you get what I'm saying, right? And it's really gotten to the point too where I can't get through to, how do I put them, the liberals. They're gone with it, and they're stuck on it, and they're not going to change. You know, they want to continue to push their point. Only problem is, you can only push people so far. Because I know a lot of, if you watch the guy almost getting stomped to death on YouTube in Portland, I was thinking to myself, man, if this was a lot of the 3%er, ex-combat veteran white guys I hang around with, there would have been bloodshed in those streets, and you wouldn't have seen them sitting kneeling before these scum. Yeah, they're scum, they're thugs. But you know what? The left doesn't care. They don't care. They're on a power grab. And American people don't realize it. You see, AOC, Talib, Pressley, and who was the other one? Oh, Omar. Ilhan Omar, right? You know, some people did something and they killed thousands of my people in Somalia. I like what the one Green Beret guy said, though. He goes, I saw this on a YouTube interview. He goes, I wish we had had the power to do that. And I agree with him, you know, because it's a brotherhood thing. So, hey, if you're going to come against us, they die. Nobody cares. But they put these 4 women at the forefront. And it's become, people are saying, oh, we're headed into a civil war. I got news for you, people. We're already there. Shh, don't tell anybody. We're already there. But it's not going to be the people at the top like Pressley and Omar and that suffer. It's going to be the people at the bottom. Because I'm pretty sure Ilhan Omar is going to try to come to my door to take my guns. No, she's going to send federal agents. Or BLM's going to show up one night. And, hey, it's fine with me. Got news for you though. You show up on my doorstep, this shit is not going to play out like you think. I'm going to haul people. I'm going to stack bodies. I'm a Texan. We go down fighting. But, so I just wanted to put my stance out there on how I feel about Pressley saying what she said. Is there needs to be disruption in the streets. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard from an elected official. Now, first, I've lived a long time. I'm almost 50. Lived a long time. I've heard some pretty dumb shit. It's pretty stupid. But it comes from the point of view of a woman who knows she's not going to have to deal with it, and who's never faced war, who's never had to put somebody down, who's never been to combat. See, those of us that have, we back away from it. We don't want violence. We sit in our houses, yeah, we collect our guns, and we go to the range, and we do our little tactical drills. But truthfully, at the heart, that's not what we want. We want people to get along and love each other. If you've never been to a combat zone, I've seen what, this actually took me off the other night. I saw somebody compare downtown Seattle to Kosovo, or to Bosnia. Actually, I think he had both in there. Anyway, yeah, no, there's nothing like that. Those places are a lot better and they're recovered. Because that was one group of people. Now we have a mix of people, and you have the leftists, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, pushing their rhetoric, and you have the squad falling in line with them. Yeah, we are looking at open warfare. I think it's going to, you know what, I won't even say I think it's going to come to that soon. I would say it's already come to that because people are already shooting. They're already beating people to death on the streets. So it's not that it's going to come to that, it's already there. So, hey, protect yourselves, protect your family. Hey, and you know what? My white brothers and sisters, man, if y'all get trapped in a BLM rally, don't stop. Do you want you and your family in danger? You want to get the hell out of there. This is a really hard episode of the Dan Dawson Show because it's so frustrating. Because you have these young women, the squad, out there, right? And they're giving this dumbass advice. If there's unrest in your life, there should be unrest in the streets. That's exactly what Pressley said. Here's the problem. I've lived 50 years. There's always unrest in your life. That's what life's about. Life's a struggle. You get to some good points to where you're coasting for a while, but mostly life's a struggle. It's just ridiculous. So, hey, brave of her though. Think about how brave it is of her, Pressley, to be able to make that statement. No, and she's never going to have to deal with the consequences. She's never going to have to deal with the consequences. Because if you had her stopping these people, your mother's going to have to deal with the consequences. Or whoever sits on the front row. So, thank you for checking out this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. I know it was a little intense, but I feel really strongly about this because an elected official should not make that statement. But see, they do and they get away with it. So check out the Dan Dawson Show on YouTube and Facebook. Let me know what you think about in the comment section. Also, I have a podcast that may be coming out, but I'm probably also going to run it just on YouTube and Facebook. So, alright. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.